brother emu. G'day everyone, I hope you have all been well. It's been a year since I have made a video and I am back out in the bush. I've had a fantastic 3 nights and 4 days and it's my 4th day now, and I just decided I'm going to leave. It started raining and I got water all through the swag. It's been raining on and off all day. It rained last night. My cup is full from being here. I kind of got what I wanted from my expedition out in the bush, and I suppose the heart wanted to go home. So I put it out there. I said, Kookaburra go, cockatoo stay. And I waited, and it was probably about 5 minutes. I could hear a kookaburra out in the distance. But since then, that was probably an hour or two ago, I haven't heard either birds, which is quite amazing because it's a 50-50 in this national park. There's lots of them. So yeah, the heart knew what it wanted anyway. So I'm going home. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. The sun's just going down. It's drizzly, and I'm probably 650 kilometres from home. And for all you Americans, a kilometre, that is a unit of measurement. Well, good. Got that out of the way. Yes, my dry sense of humour has not changed. So, what's happened in the last year? I've had a lot of wins, a lot of challenges. So it's been an eventful year, and I have been forging my own path, surely. I have finished a diploma last year, and this year I started another diploma. And I wasn't going to, but I decided to do that, and I'm glad I did. It's been quite a lot. A diploma is not a massive workload, but when you work full time, have other commitments, other responsibilities in your life, it just fits in there. And it's been a very busy year, to the point where my health has actually come second. So now I need to get my butt into action and sort that out. Yeah, it's been a great year. Like I said, a lot of wins, but there's been some challenges as well. Without going dark or depressing or worrying anyone, I've been hospitalised 4 times this year for 2 different health conditions, and one of those health issues, I literally did a 180-degree spin on that with prayer alone. It's like it never happened. It's quite amazing. I just gave up, and prayer is all I had, and it's quite amazing how that turned around, and I'm working on the other health issue. So I'm all good, but no need to worry. I'm happy and healthy. I am happy and healthy. So it is. Regarding my contact journey, I have continuously seen anomalous objects in the sky, responding to thought, and I've heard the phrase termed online telepathy. I like that. It's like I put a feeling out and I get a response. It's starting to rain again, so I might have to move this camera. Here comes the long and slow trip home. I'm not set up for wet weather camping, but this rain is just... Hey, Skippy! Hey, brother! Yeah, I'm not set up for wet weather camping, so I'm just going to go home, take my time. It's 4:50 in the afternoon. My heart is full. It's been quite the trip. I'm going to have to continue this video when I get home. So, I've got the car locked into high 4 and I'm just taking it steady. I'm loving it actually. This rain's beautiful. Alright, I've got lots to tell. Don't know where the road's going to take me. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's winter. The sun's about to go down, it's pissing down rain. 650 kilometres from home. I don't have to be home for another couple of days. I might just turn up somewhere. I'm going to drive safe in the rain. Yeah, I'm only going steady now. I'm holding a camera, I'm aware of that. But I might find a dry riverbed somewhere on the way home, halfway home. I might find a motel. Actually have a shower. That'd be nice. Stay at a pub and get a chicken palmy or something. Woo! I'm alive! This is living! Woo! Don't stress, I have a lot of experience driving in these conditions. Loving it. Hey, dingo brother! You're a cheeky pup. You're a cheeky pup, are ya? Hey? Got a lift? Where are you going? This is not good. Not good. I've hit the black soil. I'm in first gear and it's just slipping, so this could be a very long part of the trip. Got her in 4-wheel drive. Far out. Look at that, it's just sliding sideways. Could be sleeping in the car tonight. The adventure continues. Oh, this is going to be a lot of work. So, I'm back home safe, and that was quite the trip out of the national park. I did about 170, 180 kilometres, and 100 of that was dirt. It took me about 3.5 hours to get out of there. What a drive. My right shoulder blade is sore from steering in the mud, but I knew I was going to be safe and I was going to get home safely, but it was that slippery for quite a period of time. It was like first gear, second gear, first gear, second gear, having to pick every line that I drove, because if I was an inch too far that way I would have just slid off into the table drain, and then I would have spent the night there having to wait for someone to drive past to pull me out. Hopefully they would have had a sling. So what a journey. All that relaxing in the national park just to be in such a high stress kind of situation, just to even it out a bit. But I really had a great time. There was a couple moments there where I was a little bit worried, but as I was coming down into creeks, like big dirt roads, and the way the roads are cambered, I'm right in the middle of the road and I'm just like, oh, just keep going straight. But what a ride. I had such a good time. So the contact during this trip was awesome. Yeah, so I'd like to share that first and then go back over the sightings and experiences I've had in the last 12 months. So this trip, I got there on a Saturday night, and just heading to this location to go camping, the synchronicity was amazing. Just numbers and events and everything just fell into place. The heightened alignment was truly amazing. Yeah, what a blessing. So I got there Saturday night, I set up, and as soon as the sun went down, visual craft in the sky, down low, so it's not a plane, it's not a satellite, they're silently moving. I had no phone service, I can't use satellite tracking apps and stuff of that nature, but after this long, you can kind of tell, and there's a feeling that comes with some of the observations when the craft are moving and whatnot. And sometimes it's very, very subtle, but it's not fantasy. So the first night, yeah, visual craft. Like I said, there was one down really low, moving from the south to the northeast in that sort of direction. And as I was looking at it, you know how you squint at a star or at the sun as the sun's going down, and you see like the rays of light, like a cross in a diagonal, like it's like it had a spotlight on me or something. It was kind of really bright, with like little hues of colour in it as the orb or the craft was sort of moving. So I use the word craft, but what they appear is like balls of light, and it could be many different things. One faint one was in the sky, but the speed it was travelling, probably 10 times the speed of a satellite. So it's not a satellite, it's not a plane or anything of that nature. I've heard people refer to them as fast walkers in the past, stuff like that. So yeah, there was visual craft. And I went to bed that night. I was exhausted. It's like I said at the start of this video, I've had health issues. It's been a big year. A lot of commitments. I've been working hard. I'm quite proud of myself, and I'm very happy with where I'm at in life right now. So I got to my campsite, I set up, and I'm just exhausted. It was freezing, had the fire going, had the feet in front of the fire and let some timbers burn down, and okay, I'm going to bed. I'm laying in my swag, sorry. Got a bit of a throat, and I got a nice hot coffee too. I'm laying in bed, kind of awoke a couple times through the night, had my phone in there next to me. No phone service, it's on airplane mode the whole time. I use it just to check the time, and I awoke at 1:05 a.m. 30 to 40 meters behind me over my left shoulder. This wood knock, this wood knock, and it was a crack, like crack, so loud. Picture the biggest lumberjack you've ever met, the biggest muscles. He's got an axe, a big heavy axe, and he hit a tree with the backside of the axe, the flat part. It was just crack, that's how loud it was. And I'm laying on my back, my eyes just ping. Okay, I'm wide awake. I laid there for a minute. Okay, yep, I turned over and I checked my phone. It was 1:06, so it was about 1:05 a.m. And the crack was that loud. The noise initially woke me up, but as my eyes opened, I could hear the top of the tree, whoosh, like all the branches at the top shake. That's how hard that tree was hit. And I rolled over, I looked out the window of the swag, and then I got that feeling. And a lot of people who have had Yowie interactions or encounters or stuff of that nature have described the feeling that comes with it, and it's so hard to explain, but it's so it's very full on. I don't want to be dramatic, but it's almost like you can't talk. It's like, wow, the presence. And anyway, I just went back to bed. I thought, okay, well, this is the start of it. According to what happened last trip, you know, there was a lot of activity. I thought, okay, this is the start of the trip. It's on again. And so I just went back to sleep. I woke up another hour or two later, and I heard some noises, and I yelled out, "Is that you? Yowie, brother, are you there?" But it could have just been some animals. That feeling wasn't accompanied with those noises or anything. So yeah, that was a bit of a hello, I suppose. We're here, and that was awesome, that experience. And you know, I wasn't scared at all, but still, I was experiencing that intense energy from that experience. Yeah. Slept through the night. I think I got out of the swag at 9 a.m. Like I said, it's been a big year. A part of this trip for me was just tuning back into nature and healing and unwinding. I was out camping for 3 nights. I had to leave because it started raining. I would have got stuck there for days if I didn't, or days longer than I wanted to. So yeah. Second night, I was in the same campsite. Visual craft in the sky. Probably the most satellites I've seen in quite a long time. There was nothing that sort of stood out. Now I use the word satellites, like I said, I have nothing to cross-reference what I was observing, but the amount of satellites, and they become illuminated and then lose their illumination. They don't traverse the whole sky like a satellite would. So if I wouldn't say they were all craft, but just the sheer number of stuff moving around in the sky was phenomenal. So there was stuff observing on the second night. On the third night, I changed campsites. I went up to where I was camping last year, and I like to mix it up a bit. I like to try different areas. Just trying to get that sun right on my face. That's alright. I might move the camera. That sun's a bit better. So I'm up at the campsite I went to last time, and by this time it had gotten really overcast, and it was looking a bit bleak with the weather, and it started raining on and off during the day. The sky wasn't really open, and so I did a bit of exploring, went up into the forest. I meditated in the forest on my recliner chair. I nearly fell asleep, but it was that cold. I was just kind of drifting off to sleep, and then I realised how cold it was, and that kind of woke me up. But I stayed in the forest for a bit longer and then went back to that campsite that night. And there was a few objects scooting around in the sky. No ground activity. As I was driving through the forest, I drove up a road, okay, and this happened last year. It's the exact same thing. I drove up the same road, turned around and came back, and as I was coming back, I noticed a stick stuck in the ground in this very specific spot. This year, drove up the road, come back, another stick obviously not the same stick, but another stick stuck in exactly the same spot. And the same thing happened. I didn't notice it. So that's hilarious. Okay? Yeah, phenomenal. A few mozzies getting around. Even though I didn't have the intense contact experiences, I had enough sensitivity that I could kind of feel the beings around me, whether it be the Yowie people or other beings. And those moments when I could kind of feel them, I'd pay respect and talk and say thank you for coming and sort of you know, do things like that and just send my empathy and love to them. So still profound experiences were had on this camping trip, but ultimately for me it was just a blessing to tune in, get back to basics, have no phone service, have the campfire, sit in my seat and just listen to nature. And it was so windy. It was amazing. It sounded like there was busy motorways and highways above me. That's how loud the wind was. It was just roaring the whole time I was out there. It took me 2 nights to fully tune in. Like within 5 minutes of being at the first campsite, I was able to start unwinding, but to fully be immersed and fully present, it took 48 hours. Oh, so I need more balance in my life. I've been busy. I've been working hard. I just need to make more time to come out into nature. But life gets busy, and I'm still happy and blissed out and full of gratitude and love for everything that I have and where I'm at. I can't believe how many craft are flying around in the sky. It's phenomenal. There's so many collectives and people out there watching. Earth looks bleak now, but our future is going to be amazing. Okay, so that was this camping trip. That was the contact for this camping trip. The last 12 months, I have been continuously seeing stuff. Probably every month, I would say, I have a quite a profound and exciting visual, thought, feeling, observation. Maybe it's stretched out a bit more, and there's been more that have been closer together. And every other week, I might see something that I can just probably, if I'm being scientific, I could say, oh, you know, that's probably not a craft. Still, I might have thought, you know, that may have been, but yeah. 1 month after my last camping experience, I was at someone's house, and I was outside and I was talking to the beings out there and connecting and requesting a visual and a feeling interaction. A craft or an orb comes in, sitting there flashing at me as I'm thinking and talking. I run in the house, I get someone. Quick, come out. Alright, we're watching. Nothing. They go back in the house, I'm sitting there doing the thinking and feeling. flashing, hello, 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 flying around. Quick, quick, come outside, come outside. Oh yeah, yeah. Nothing. And my learning from that was, you know, maybe that person wasn't in the right frame of mind, and it's not really they're not there to entertain, I suppose. That's kind of the learning I had from that experience. So some more profound ones from there on, probably February, March. I was getting ready for work in the morning. As I do, I water all my gardens and young trees because it's the middle of summer. They need watering every 24 hours every day. And I'm out in the backyard. It's night time. I've got my headlight. Sometimes I just point it up to the sky and flash it, and sometimes I get a response, sometimes I don't. This one time, exactly where I pointed, the light flashed. Oh yep, bang, 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 back at me. Wow, that's cool. And I did it again, flash, flash. And I thought, oh well, I'm so clever. I knew exactly where that object was, those beings were, that intelligently operated object that responded. And then the next day I started thinking about it, and the learning that came from that experience was maybe, just maybe, they directed me without me even being aware of it to point in that exact location and flash my light. Yeah, so here I am thinking I'm clever, but maybe that, you know, it was the reverse. So that's cool. Probably a month later, same thing. Before day shift, I'm out watering the veggie garden, getting everything ready, sorting the dogs out, giving them water and food or whatever. I just look up and I just say, if you're there, please come and say hello if you're there. Okay, probably 15-20 seconds later, two lights just come out of the sky, and they're just sort of flying around with each other, nice and slow, and they're not following any path, and then they go off into the distance. It's just like, wow, that was cool. That was, I really needed that. And probably a week before I went camping, I think it was my last day shift. So I get home 7 o'clock at night, 6:45 at night, lifting up the boot of the car, get my bag out. I look up, my hand's still on the boot of the car, I'm looking up. I said, are you there, dear ones? Are you there? Can you come say hello? 3 seconds. From the south to the north, this big pulsating light just pulsated all the way to the north, down low, under the clouds, silent. I just tear come out of my eye. Amazing. I really needed that. So that was a week before I went camping, and then I went camping, and I don't go camping with expectation. Say this has to happen, that has to happen. I got confirmation. Had the wood knock, the tree crack, and the visual craft in the sky. It was on. it didn't have to be as intense as the year before. And every time I go out into nature and do something like that, I have experiences. Okay, let's reverse back to 2022. We're in the midst of COVID. It affected everyone. I was down in the dumps a little bit. I just had to go camping, get my head right. And 3 nights I was out bush, somewhere completely different. And every time I go camping, I like to try a different location. Yeah, so sorry, there's just people over there. It's quite alright. It's a public area. So yeah, 3 nights. And on the 3rd night, no activity or nothing for the first 2 nights. On the 3rd night, I just really relaxed. You know, you spend a couple of days out in the bush by yourself with no phone service. It has an effect on you. Especially psychically, like my inner vision, my clarity with feeling and inner sight, second to none. You know, I think that's our natural state. I look at 7 or 8 computer monitors for my job and I strain my eyes. Surrounded by industrial noise, EMF. It's just, I'm immersed in it all the time, and you know, it's hard to pay the bills. So when you get out into nature more often, we come back to our natural state, and our sensitivity heightens, and we think, you know, my observation is that's quite special, but really that's our natural state and our potential all the time. But a lot of us have our nose to the grindstone just to pay the bills, and I work hard, and I'm quite proud of that. But I won't be there forever. So yeah, the 3rd night I finally relaxed, and it's about 9 o'clock at night, 8:30. I saw a craft come in. Hey, hey, oh yeah. Wasn't expecting that. Saw a flash in the sky. Okay. 2 observable interactions. Alright, I can feel presence around me now, on the ground. Ooh, someone's here. And it was the middle of winter. I love camping in winter. Middle of winter, not one bit of wind. You could have heard a pin drop 50 metres away. That's how still it was. It was like I was encapsulated sitting in a freezer, just still. And I heard around me, behind me, just like one slow compression in the grass, like a really slow foot or something sitting down. I'm like, oh yep. Got the headlight out, there's no animals, there's nothing. Did the 360 scan, no one there. I could feel it, the presence closer, coming in closer. I'm standing up, I'm looking around, no one there. Alright, I had the dry as a bone on, the jacket, the boots, long pants. I had a tent that time. So it's quite an effort just to go to bed, take everything off, get ready for bed. I go to lay down on the mattress. I got the blanket up, and my head is probably 10 centimetres away from the wall of the tent. I'm in the sleeping bag, I'm zipping it up, got my head down. Just as my head hit the pillow, there's a big hand up the side of the tent, and the whole tent wall's just going like this. Just like, yeah. As that's happening, I can hear like electricity and Velcro, like, as well as the hand rubbing the tent, or whatever was rubbing the tent. It's like a portal was opened up and a hand come out and just went on the side of the tent. That electricity Velcro sound happening at the same time was interesting. So I don't know what that was, but that's, yeah, you gotta trust that that split second inner sight of what, you know, of the experience, and that's kind of what I sort of pictured outside the tent, like a portal in a hand. But and as my head hit the pillow, I just said good night. I had the best sleep of my life, you know, like no worry, nothing, right? Okay, so after saying that, no worry, nothing, okay, let's scoot back to last year again. It's all happening, the Yowie's yelling out, and the big light ship, and skies are busy, and it's all happening. That feeling people describe when the Yowies are around you, that presence, I had that for 5 nights on that camping trip, and it had a profound effect on me. Like, I wasn't worried or scared or anything. I'm forcing myself to come out and have these experiences. I'm getting more and more used to it, okay? But 2 months after last year's camping trip, I slept through the night, start to finish, 5 times in 2 months. So every night, nearly every night for 2 months, I woke up between 1 and 3 a.m. And I'm just like, wow, like it. And then I just started sleeping through the night, and just the heightened experience was enough to have that profound effect on me, where I couldn't sleep through the night. That's my understanding of it anyway. Okay. All right, we're gonna disclose a bit more. Last year's camping trip, I woke up in the middle of the night, and my elbows were like this. I was propped up, so my shoulders were off the swag, and my whole upper torso was propped up, and I woke up with my elbows jammed in behind me. Okay, so it's like you're getting up to go for a look. That's how I woke up, and I opened my eyes. Like, why am I propped up like this? That inner sight, that inner sensitivity, that split second I woke up, I could see behind me, outside of the swag, 2 big legs sort of crouching down, like squatting with the knees up. So yeah, so I don't know what they were doing, whether they were checking me out while I was sleeping, or trying to read me. Yeah, there was nothing malevolent about it. This is what I did, right? Get out! I said, get out! Rolled on my side, just went back to sleep. Okay? Some people think you're crazy, thinking that was real or whatever, but that was my experience through my lens of how I experienced that experience. I only saw sort of belly button down, 2 big legs crouching. So whether they non-physically came in through the swag, propped me up, they're sitting there, they're reading my mind, or they're mind melding, I don't know. All I saw was that split second, that crouching, and I said, get out! I just went back to sleep. But yeah, I didn't sense malevolence at all. And yeah, yeah, I'm getting more and more used to experiences. And I kind of see it, I just think this stuff's normal, kind of now, like, after subtle experiences throughout my life, yeah, it's a learning process. And I'm just getting, I'm just learning more and more as I progress, and I'm learning that self-mastery is the key to delving more into this experience, and I am in my own lane, going at my own pace, happy. I'm blissed out. People think this is what depression looks like. I'm so happy. I wake up with gratitude every day, and my heart explodes. I don't have daily practices, but when I find that moment with me and the infinite oneness of existence and what I have in life, my heart just explodes, and it kind of just makes up. I suppose I love this experience because I'm just sick of the world, of how it's being driven into the ground at 100 miles an hour. We're being treated like cattle. I'm so fed up. I want to learn and know more, that I'm seeking these experiences. These realities and us all awakening to the true nature of reality is groundbreaking. It's going to change everything. And I think contact of all kinds has just always happened, and a lot of malevolent contact has probably happened as well. Everything is so intertwined, and there is so much happening. I want to be a part of this, to have my own little bit to help hurry this process along, I suppose. And I don't want to repeat things I hear online. I try and stick to what I find true to myself, or not my truth, but things that I can say that I know to be true. I'd rather than repeat everything later. Big truck. There's things I can't say that I do know, but what I talk about, I know to be true. So I'm not going to sit here and say names and who's who in the zoo. I'm just going to share my own quirky, unique experience. It's been a bit of a ride. In 2017, I started putting some videos online, and yeah, it changed my life forever. 2018, I started having, was a pretty weird year, and you know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I was living alone in 2018, and I had 3 experiences where I woke up in the night and I just kicked stuff out of my bedroom. On 2 occasions, like I said, I woke up in like a nightmare state, just laying in bed, just freaking out, and I wake up, and as soon as I awoke, somewhere in the room, 1 or 2 meters away, I can feel with intense clarity a being sitting there, and I just grit my teeth and I said, "Get the fuck out." That was my response. The temperature, the feeling of the room changed instantly. Heart stopped beating, I went back to sleep. Slept like a baby, no care in the world. That happened twice. On the 3rd time, I woke to me kicking something off my chest. It's like my higher self came in and kicked something off me, and my body kicked that hard that the only thing touching the bed was my shoulder blades. So my 80% of my body is in the air. It kicked that powerfully, and as I was kicking and I woke up, as my legs were kicking, I could see like a blurred face above me. So something was sitting on top of me, with malevolent intentions, I'm quite sure of it. It's been a trip, absolutely trippy. I had a friend come over one night, knock on the door. I'm living alone, 2018, sitting on the computer, doing some study. He got there 8 or 9 o'clock at night. He was going for an evening stroll. We ended up having a few drinks. He left at 4 a.m. in the morning, and we weren't drunk or heavily intoxicated. We were quite normal. And as we were talking through the night, I said, "Oh, did you hear about the Space Force? You know, we're talking about politics and life, and yeah, Trump just bring up the Space Force. You know, how cool is that? Do you know what that means?" And I think I bring it up 2 or 3 times, because I'd just sort of been paying attention to that news, and my friend didn't want to talk about it. He had absolutely no interest in discussing it, but the fact that I bring it up 2 or 3 times is quite interesting. So he left. I went out into the backyard, and I had a big long timber seat there. Sort of put my foot up on it, look around, look at the stars. I had it quite together. I had a few drinks, and I noticed there's a light slowly moving in the sky. And I'm looking at this light. It's like it was on the nose of a triangle, and the nose of the triangle was illuminated, and you could see a triangle shape behind it, like a black distorted, like a heat signature. And then I saw another light next to it slowly move up next to it. Same thing, a triangle, and at the back of the base of like a flat triangle was more of that sort of heat signature. So I'm looking up, I'm like, are they triangular crafts? Holy shit, they are. What? So I don't know if talking about Space Force bring that experience on. I don't know if it was Space Force. I don't know if they were TR-3Bs. I don't know what they were, or if they were just triangular crafts of a friendly group. I don't know, but that was just mind-blowing. I text my friend. I said, did you get home safe? Yep, all good. He was completely oblivious, and I still haven't even brought it up with him at all. Oh, wow. So, yeah, you do attract attention to yourself talking about these topics. And you know, it's all good. I'm safe, protected, sacred, loved and blessed. I tell myself that every day. Haven't haven't missed a night's sleep. I just want to uplift people and encourage other people to share their experience. I want to know what you've experienced. Tell me what you're doing. How cool would that be? We're on the cusp of change, and something's coming. Something big is coming, and it's going to be awesome. Alright, I had some things I wanted to talk about as well. I wrote them down. Let me see what I've missed. Far out. Oh. Okay, so, yeah. It appears we're in a multi-dimensional war. And I realised this early in the piece, and listening to other beautiful souls share information, it helped me gain a picture of what's happening. And my worry was sort of subsided when I realised that that's out of my control. There's angels up there protecting us, holding space for us right now, to work our magic and sort everything out that we need to down here as a human collective, I suppose. That's too much for me to take on. We can only do what we can do here, and that was my intentions. So every time I make a video, I like to offer value for people who aren't deep into these topics. And so, you know, I don't want to just repeat things I've heard, but there's dark hearts here. There has been for thousands of years. And you know, if you can't connect the dots after the last few years, oh, what are you doing? Pick your TV up, rip it off the wall, and throw it in the dump. You need to empower yourself and really take control of your own perceptions. Don't rely on anything mainstream to help you paint a picture. And if you can't figure that out by now, after the last few years, how inhumanely everyone was treated. There's the key word, inhumanely. Bless your cotton socks. Yeah? Now, I don't want to spread fear, but you know, I want to empower people. Think of the future generations and what they have to adopt. Don't let them deal with what we can deal with now. Okay, how do you beat a thousands of year old, massively owned and operated, organised, strategically planned, compartmentalised death cult? How do you beat that? You smile in its face and say, fuck off. All you have to do is say no. Okay? That's the easy part. The hard part is realising everything you think you know is wrong. Not everything. But that is a good place to start. Every single thing needs to be questioned. Okay? For one to redevelop a more true or correct perception of the nature of reality and how we are being mistreated and what our true potential actually is. Yeah, that's the hard part, because that takes a long time. Telling someone to fuck off you can do very quickly. Yeah? you know. And like I said, I don't want to worry. I want to empower, because you are so powerful. You are amazing. Yeah, they have to bombard you with a consistent spell and poisons and fear. That's how powerful you are, that they have to constantly do that to you. Yeah? Question everything. Okay, so early in the piece, March 2020, took me all of about 10 minutes to see 3 or 4 years of shitfuckery. I saw exactly how it was going to unfold and what they wanted to do. I'm going to move because of that sun again. Yeah. So I didn't partake in any of it or go into agreement with anything that they wanted me to do. I wore a mask once because I had to go through an airport. I just did not want to deal with the chaos, because I had people with me, and if you're going to be difficult in an airport, they're just going to not let you catch your flight or whatever. So I just, followed the rules and wore the mask through the airport, but I resisted with absolutely everything else. Okay, we got to heal from that. Don't feel sad if you got hoodwinked. It was a training exercise for them, but it's also a training exercise for us. And they failed. Okay, it was a bit of a low blow to everyone, but we will heal from that. And they failed because they woke more people up, and we were on the cusp of change. The protests were huge. You know, they can't put that cat back in the bag. There is absolutely no chance. So I think they're a bit desperate. I think they're rushing a little bit. And they've got more cards, or another card to throw down, and they're going to fleece us of all our money until that card gets thrown down and cause as much chaos as they can. But it's an opportunity for us to build community again. Yeah? Some amazing connections were built in that process. I think we should all prepare ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually and emotionally for what is to come. Because it's going to be amazing, no matter what goes down. You know, we're that powerful, we don't have to fight. Don't have to pick up arms, you don't have to do any of that. You just have to say no, take a stand and say no. And look out for each other. Some other topics that I would like to bring up. Global warming. Don't worry about that, okay? Really, I'm really jumping around here today, covering a few topics. Don't worry about global warming. Don't do what they want us to do. Okay? If we shut down the coal mines, we're just going to be economically vulnerable. This is Australia specific. They're going to make us economically vulnerable. Mother Gaia, she's fine. She can hold on. Okay? We shouldn't go nuclear. We need to stop fracking. That's just insanity. Yeah? Solar, wind turbines, that's just a terrible idea. Let's destroy beautiful mountain ranges in national parks and beautiful ridge lines full of trees to bulldoze them down to put wind turbines up there. What? What? Insanity. Why not utilise the technology we have under lock and key? Why won't the benevolent, I'm sure there are benevolent people within our agencies and there's an alliance and that, and God bless you. Thank you so much. I think we should put more focus on those technologies being released. We need to jump way over all these ridiculous renewable or green energy systems which are just lining the pockets of the dark arts. Not good. So, don't worry about global warming. Mother Earth is going to hold space for us until we get to that point. Okay? It's my opinion. Could be wrong. We've also got a, people living up there, it appears, and people living in the Earth. I'm sure they have amazing technology. I'm sure they can assist us. What about that future? Doesn't that make sense? Then we don't have to clear fields to put in solar panels and knock trees down on mountains and have these massive steel eyesores that are horrible for the environment. They aren't green or renewable at all. How good is it going to be if you can't even afford to put food on your dinner table? Australia runs on coal mines. Yeah? That's what we got. It's built this country. Let's be sensible. There's obviously better things we can do. But in the meantime, until we get this mess sorted out, and until the dark hearts realise that, that it's not their planet to destroy, and the technology is released. This isn't a pipe dream. This is a very attainable reality for all of us. Another topic I wanted to talk about was, do we live in a simulation? And I think that's cool. I think that's an awesome way to perceive reality. In a way, it's a good start for people. But keep going further. Yeah? Keep going further. Keep questioning. Keep looking. I spend a lot of time in nature, or when I do, I realise that this isn't a simulation. This is a physical realm, one of many, and it's absolutely perfect. And within every micro piece of energy or whatever that makes this place is divine. And I don't think it is a simulation. It's been hijacked, and every aspect of everything we interact with is inverted. Okay, they've inverted every part of it to confuse us, to keep us from the truth of who we are, where our real power lies. But it's still divine, no matter how much they try and invert it and subvert us down a non-organic timeline, because that's where they want to take us. It's still divine. And they can't escape that, no matter how hard they try. And you might think, oh, well, how come you haven't manifested the exact reality you want? How come you haven't done this or had full-on contact and done this and that and that? And, I'm on my own path. Spider. They're quick. The camera stand's been there for this long, and there's spider webs from the trees growing all over it. My path's unique to me. And I can feel my path building to something, which is amazing, and it will happen at the right time. But you don't need to meet who's who in the zoo on every dimensional level to know that. Crow's having his say. I wonder if it's going to be another year before you hear from me. There's another crow. Yeah, I've jumped around a bit today. Just sort of shared a bit, and I hope it shakes a couple paradigms for people, because we need more of that. But I also hope it empowers someone else to speak up, because I do not have all the answers. And I don't claim to be a part of any military program or anything. I just saw those triangle crafts, had the connection of talking about it, going out and seeing it. I'm like, what the? Yeah? Wow, that's cool. I'm going to keep humanity, Earth, in my heart, a better future for everyone. That's all I can do. I can only do my little bit. And I hope it encourages someone else to do the same, because if we all did it, it could hurry this process along a bit. It's taken me a while to realise I can't take on the worries of the world, because that's too much. I can't do that. It is a bit overwhelming at first, coming to the understanding of everything taking place. And but like I said, some paradigms need to be shook up a little bit. other people need to go through the realizations of the true nature of reality and the politics, and hopefully through all the bullshit, all the happenings, all the excitement, to come back and find their own power within and get a bit of a fire in their belly. The one infinite and eternal force that permeates through everything isn't going to judge you if you get a fire in your belly. It wants you to get a fire in your belly. It's got the best seat in the house, doesn't it? Oh, that's what I tell myself. What is all this for? Yeah, the infinite one's got the best seat in the house. Holy moly. Alright, I wish you all the best. I love you all. Check out my mandarin tree. How awesome's that? And look at this lemon. Mandarins didn't turn out real great this year, but still delicious, really sweet. And these lemons, look at the size of that thing. It's huge. Okay, just one last message. I have updated the music list. And there is a song for everyone. And I hope you all remember just to take a moment to dance by yourself. Find that moment.